Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. KJRadio.com is where you can find the show anytime you want, 24/7. And go there. That's where you need to get, a little bit more intimate with me. Not implying anything. I'm just saying, And my book, Race Pimping, you can get racepimping.com. I suggest you get this book because it explains a lot of the things I talk about all the time. I was talking about allowing leftists to become deranged. That's what we have done as conservatives. We've ignored them. It's like a child who's throwing a tantrum. You're told to ignore them, and you can. But with a child, you have them all the time, and they will eventually learn the ways of your family. Leftists don't. They go back to their little enclaves, their cocoons of ignorance, and they continue to foment over what you said and get more and more angry with you and not getting solutions, but instead getting more and more ingrained with others around them. They're a scary bunch, the left. And the only way to get them out of their pathology is when you get them out of their group and you force them to have to listen. Then they listen. If they're in a group, they're amazing to watch. They will self-correct each other instantaneously. Well, you got to be. No, you don't want to say. They do that. If I'm in a group of conservatives and we're talking and somebody says, well, Kevin, I don't know about that. I'll go, well, you may not, but I do. I don't try to tell you how to be. I might go, yeah, I disagree with you, Ted. Yeah, I don't believe in that. But I won't go, ooh, Ted, wow. You can do what you want, say what you want, but I'll tell you quickly, I disagree. But we can agree to disagree. You might like size 0 girls. And I prefer, size 6. Oh, Kevin, ooh, fat shaming. Whatever. I could easily get away with that if he liked 0 girls. Don't like the fatties, do you, Ted? Yeah. Look at you, fat shaming over there, buddy. That's how the left would handle that. Just giving you an idea. They look to, these guys are ignoring our laws. They impose standards on America. I've researched diversity throughout the world, and I keep coming back to the same conclusion. We are the most diverse country on the planet. Always. In every sector. I don't know how you measure the number of indigenous whites, the blacks, the Hispanics, or whatever, but we got it all. Excuse me, we have it all. So, what are they talking about? And then I profiled all these other countries. Muslim countries, practically monolithic. African countries, monolithic. The only countries where diversity is discussed is white countries. Europe. Scandinavia. How many refugees are you going to take? Simple reason why. Nobody's leaving the white countries going to these countries of color. El Salvador. We got MS-13 gang problems in America because El Salvador is in the middle of a civil war. We got problems coming from the Middle East, people on the run. Why? Because Muslims are in the midst of a civil war. The Shias are fighting with the Sunnis or whoever. Look, there's a lot of people in America. The only people fighting with each other are gangbangers. The rest of us get along. But we have to have this stupid discussion all the time. Politicians ignoring our laws, bringing in more and more ingrates who do nothing but take from this country. They don't want to give back. They don't want to come here and assimilate. They don't like us. But that's where we are. Oh my goodness, politicians. Looking at the laws of Britain and Canada. Ooh, we gotta love that Canadian healthcare system. Yeah, that Canadian healthcare system that has people on waiting lists to get blood tests. If I want to get something done in America, I got 5 choices as to where I can go to get something done immediately. I have to wait. I may wait a few hours. I might even have to wait a day or so. But I don't have to wait with, life and death on the line. Are you kidding? But they want to bring in all these laws. Crazy. Oh, I was going to tell you guys a quick story before we get into this too far, because I forgot about it. So I'm walking down the street in New York, and you guys know I talk about Guatemalan midgets a lot. So I'm walking down the street, and I'm headed to either, I think, a hotel or maybe an event. I don't remember. And I'll be a son of a gun. I hear this guy go, "Hey, Pepe." And there's this little dude coming from down under the city's got a, basement, but he's coming up on the street from a basement. And I'll be doggone if it's not a Guatemalan midget. I'm not lying. I'm like, I've got to get a picture with this dude, but he was so busy. They were like, "Pepe," and he's like talking, "Hey, I gotta get over here, I gotta go over there," and he's running around, and I'm trying to, I'm like, dude, the minute you stop, I'm getting a picture. But I was rushing to get somewhere, so I said, I'll stop back by and get this picture, because this is my new best buddy right here. Dude's like 3'8", I'm telling you, he's tiny. He was as wide as he was tall, and he's Guatemalan midget right there. It's like, you don't even know. He doesn't even know how pleased I was to see him and see him working. Oh man, let me go back to what I was talking about. Allowing these leftists to become deranged. As I said, they go out, they look at countries, they find the health care. Where do you think you're going to get better health care than in America? "Oh, Kevin, you don't even know. Over in such and such, they've got amazing health care. What can we not get it here?" "Oh, the FDA hasn't approved." Okay, well, if you're talking about approval of drugs, I'll give you that. But in terms of health care, pure health care, tell me where you want to go. Tell me. You got brain something going on. What do you think, What are you talking about? I want Dr. Ben Carson working on my head. I know he's a pediatric brain guy, but he'll recommend the right person. I'm not going offshore. I'll do it right here. So these guys want you to believe healthcare's better. They want you to believe education's better. Education is better in the way that it's evolved. The U.S.'s education is the best education in the world, and let me tell you why. Because even though they got this cookie cutter approach that destroys the minions among us, the people's minds who are the top thinkers in America, there's nobody that thinks like us. Nobody in the world. The closest might be Britain or France, but they're losing it. See, America, you see the world through complete openness. You see the vastness of the universe is not full, it's empty to you. And versus it being full in the sense of communism or some other strange form of or even socialism that says you cannot think this way. You cannot think, like in France, for example. "Oh, if you say something negative against Muslims," they go, "Well, we're going to put you in jail." Well, so that stops your thoughts from even coming around that. You don't want to wrap your mind around it. So I want you to think about everything that you stop thinking about when somebody says, "Oh, you can't say midget. Kevin, it's little person." No, it ain't. It's midget. You can think little person. I'll think midget. So my point is this. You can't have the best system of learning if your mind can't be expanded to its biggest point. You know the old saying, the mind once expanded never regains its original shape. That's the road.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.